Ready?
Mark and Nicole, it's our YouTube channel. We're going to share some adventures. And why are we actually doing a YouTube channel? Well, I can tell you, for me, I was excited to start this. I don't mind being on camera. This one over here, not so much on the camera. But more importantly, during COVID, we started to watch a lot of YouTube people that were traveling, and mostly young, like 20-year-olds. 20-year-olds traveling across, and we were living vicariously while we were kind of in lockdown here. And I always just said to myself, I was like, wow, that would be really fun to do, and to explore and to share their experiences. And gosh, I think one of the biggest reasons is because we're just tired of watching TV. It's just garbage.
So much of the world to go see. So we thought we would
go see the world and share it with you.
Share it with you and get you motivated and encouraged to go see the world as well.
And why are we starting now? What's so significant? Well, I've been 50 for almost a year.
I just turned 50
and
last week.
So we have 100 years of experience. 100 years.
But we haven't seen a whole lot out there.
No.
We're ready to go see and explore. And it doesn't have to be like Europe or
a backyard,
but just anywhere.
There's areas in Florida I want to see.
States, national parks.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And I just left my job.
Oh,
so that was exciting too. So now I'm not tied down to an office Monday through Friday. I'm grateful for that experience, but ready to move on.
And what did your husband do? Help celebrate your birthday and your leaving, and what was it?
Our lives and living. We went to Switzerland, which had been on our list for a while to go explore. And so we went to Switzerland for 2 weeks, and it was incredible.
We're going to kick it off by sharing with you one of our dream trips. 15 days away. And we hadn't been away that long since we got married, which was this week, 21 years.
Wow. May 25th is our anniversary.
21 years. So
we've been away for like a week, 10 days by ourselves with the kids, but not for that duration, not for 2 weeks.
We wanted to share with you our experience in Switzerland. First, to kick it off, we had an amazing time. There was a lot of questions people asked from our family, friends, some people that, just in our neighborhood. Some of you guys asked questions, so we figured we start this YouTube channel off, Mark and Nicole. We made it easy for you. It's our name, Mark and Nicole, and our adventures. So you can share this with anybody you think would be interested in following a couple of 50-year-olds. Like I said, there's plenty of young, like 20-year-olds. They're like getting out at like our kids' age, going out and exploring and doing that. But there's not too many people our age that are actually out doing it in their 50s and 60s, etc. We're not in our 60s.
Good gosh.
No, we're not going to speed up. It's already going fast.
For me, Switzerland, and for you too, it is just something that's been intriguing, just following the pictures and seeing the beauty of God and the mountains and the waterfalls and just nature. We're nature people, so we wanted some...
We're natural.
You're natural nature. We're nature.
Natural. We're very natural.
Yeah. And we wanted to get in there and go hiking and exploring and go off the beaten path and see all the little villages and a little bit of city life too, but mostly the villages and the locals and just explore the countryside. And so that's why we picked Switzerland, just because we were really wanting to get mountains and water and fresh air and just a different kind of climate than what we're used to.
Beer?
Well, beer came up.
Wow, that was really interesting. Yeah, Switzerland, it wasn't really on my radar because we were always done trips that were more warm weather. And well, we did do some skiing and snowboarding, but I think Switzerland, we were started to see, and we actually, I think, saw some people who traveled there, YouTubers, and we were watching and living vicariously through them and their, van life and backpacking trips and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait. I think the big draw for us to go now is like, I didn't want to wait till I was too old where I couldn't really enjoy what we did and do as much as we could, maybe not be able to do that. So
no guarantees.
Yeah, exactly. So we chose Switzerland, and it was awesome. We just pulled the trigger, and we had some special things that we did on the trip. So you know why. It's a beautiful place.
much a foodie, and I really don't experiment too much because I don't eat meat. I'll eat chicken a little bit, but hey, chocolate, bread, cheese. I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible and fresh, but then fruits and the vegetables and the bread was incredible. There's not junk in it. It's not like crap that they put in our food here.
They have that stuff, but most of the stuff you saw, there was more of a variety of just natural, locally made food. I guess because of the areas we went to as well.
I mean, like we got eggs from the neighbor.
You can go to a grocery store and get the junk food and stuff as well. But even in that, I was kind of curious. And I looked, like, for instance, I remember looking because they had like different types of soda. And of course they had Coke because they have those everywhere. They had Coke and Coke Zero. And then I looked at just the regular Coke and it was really kind of blew me away. And in a regular can or bottle, I can't remember, of Coke, it was like 10 grams of sugar. And it just was like, how is it so different here than there? And all the processed stuff. And even like we had some chips one time and it was like there was nothing in it, like no processed stuff in there.
Regulations.
So we won't get off on the whole health kick on there, but the food was really good.
Incredible.
And I would say for me, yeah, the cheese,
fondue.
Yeah, we had fondue, which was really great. And chocolate, yeah, I would say I like the local places that they had like an honor system. It was like the honesty booths or stores, or I don't know, they call it booths. Like an honesty store, and it was right in front of somebody's home, or like out on a hike, and you basically could just bring cash and just take what you want and make sure you pay them accordingly to what it costs. And it's just an honor system, just a little like cash box.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So we had fresh eggs, and you had yogurt, jelly, we had fresh jelly, jam, jams and jellies, and then we had the bread, fresh bread. So it was all good, and I think that was something that was exciting. I know we can probably get that stuff here, but you have to really, it's so easy to get the stuff that's already on the shelves. So it's easy, but when you come back, and I would say on the food, we probably should mention what was one of our favorite parts about the trip is just the water was unreal. Like the water, the taste of the water right from the tap. You basically walk all over
the villages. When you're hiking, they just have access to
little water spat things coming out, little faucets. Fill up your water bottle. It was unreal, and I definitely feel jaded now. Yeah, I don't even want to drink. Yeah, and we have
with the filter and all that stuff. It's still.
But that was pretty cool.
Food was great. You could definitely go high end. We didn't try a lot of the local stuff, which have like.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat, so. But so you can go high end and spend lots of money, or you can just, we were kind of in the middle. And
our most expensive meal. It was funny. Our most expensive meal was, and we were in 7 different areas, so we'll actually get into that next. But we went to 7 different regions or province or whatever you call it. I think it's regions, areas in Switzerland. And I remember one. We got in, and it was about lunchtime. We're like, all right, let's look up places to go, and we figured we'd go somewhere for lunch instead of out to dinner, and it'd be a little cheaper, perhaps. But this was the most expensive meal, and we were craving Indian. We like good ethnic food, Indian, Thai particularly. So we said, gosh, there's an Indian place here. And we saw some good reviews and went. It was our most expensive meal. For 2 weeks in Switzerland, our most expensive meal, just to know how high end we go, was $100, and it was Indian food for lunch, and it was terrible. It was really, and I won't call out anybody specific. We were in Zermatt. Yeah, it wasn't very good. So I take the blame for that, because we got our traditional food that we normally get, same thing. Yeah. We get samosas, and we get I don't usually get tikka, but you get dal. You get sag. Yep, and then I get chetnad. So anyway.
And it was our most expensive.
And that was, considering.
A loaf of bread and cheese for
now, mind you, we probably spent more on chocolate over the course of the 2 weeks, but not at all one time.
Oh, the beer, forget it. Oh my gosh, the beer. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't even drink much alcohol, but the beer there is incredible.
Yeah, neither one of us
are. After a long hike, a big draft beer. We did local.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but it was like a pale beer, and it was just, because it was just, hell, it was called hell, which means like light or something like that. Yeah. It doesn't mean hell. No. So we weren't drinking Satan's beer. We were drinking some pale stuff, which was pretty good. And we're totally not beer drinkers at all, which is kind of funny. Here she is drinking a cold beer. One of the other things I would say on our trip with food was the couple of places we stayed, they had like a breakfast buffet. And it's so different than what you would get here, where it'd be like a donut and maybe like some cereal and maybe, what would they have? Maybe has some sausage or something. This had like cheese and meat spread, and they had fresh bread and all of their croissants. I think I had a croissant every day.
I got one or two.
Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely not like the healthiest as far as like low calorie, but we worked it off. We averaged about 20,000 steps. So let's move forward from the food.
Not over the whole 14
20,000 steps per day. Yeah. Just let's make sure that that's clear. They were amazing. Like
So
Switzerland wise, like the locals,
nice. Yeah.
they were, well, actually everybody was super
Everyone
nice,
so
even the
helpful.
tourists.
If you're lost, they go out of your way to help you. They were just so accommodating and so friendly, and loved it. People were so.
Yeah, we had not a bad experience. We had one that was
Montreal,
sort
when it was
of
like the French
not super
Riviera,
nice
little
on that.
sweet,
But aside from that, yeah, no offense to them, but it just
Yeah,
seemed like it
beautiful,
was
but
just a little bit, just not as
people were
customer
great.
service oriented.
Yeah.
But as far as the people, one of the other things too, the tourists, we were kind of surprised we didn't see as many American tourists. There were some, but there was a huge population of Indian tourists. And I guess we were told they're Asian, Korean, a lot of Korean. I guess it was a Korean movie, like Celebrity had filmed this movie, big time celebrity in Korea, in Switzerland.
So Netflix.
Some sort of a Netflix show, and everybody, maybe we can find that show.
It was in
Istawald. So everybody was going, and huge grove. Like there was just, which apparently wasn't as good. Some of the smaller communities, because there was so much tourism that, and even in off season. Now we went during off season, so some of the stuff was not open, but it was even busy then. And they were not really equipped to handle all the traffic and all the trash and just all the
very
stuff.
small villages. Yeah. Some of the places are so.
Culture and people, everybody's super nice. Yeah, I would say just overly welcoming. And I did feel a little bit dumb, I say, in a sense, because everybody seemed to have like 4 or 5 languages under their belt.
It was incredible. Even our bartender, when we were in Zermatt,
5 languages.
20-some-year-old bartender could speak 5 languages.
Yeah, but I am grateful that they all spoke English and didn't mind that, we would say, a couple of things. Yeah, make an effort to say hello. And do you remember how to say hello? Danke? Is that thank you? That was thank you, I think, yeah. Guten Morgen. So I think that means, don't quote me on it, Guten Morgen means, yeah, unfortunately, like a lot of YouTubers, they do a lot of research and then they have it all there ready and they go over all the stats and all that. We're going to just give it to you real and raw. We're 50. Those young memories, they remember lots of stuff. We're grateful we actually learned how to push the play button, the record button on here and get this set up. So hopefully it recorded for you. I will have to give credit to a couple of Facebook groups that did really such an amazing job at helping me to learn about the different types of ways to get around. And honestly, we hit it on the nail on the head just for that with the Swiss Pass. We did an unlimited Swiss Pass for 15 days. 15-day Swiss Pass. There's you can get different amounts of time.
We did second class, which was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to go super fancy,
you're not doing a long,
what is it, like another 30% more?
It's like a couple $100 more.
$100 more.
But we weren't doing really scenic long trips. If you're doing like a 5-hour, 7-hour train ride, you may want to, but we were on and off over the 14 days, multiple towns and villages, and we did second class. It's super
volume. We were going for, I can't even tell you how many train rides we took. Like one day I think we took like boats. One direction. It was like 4 trains and a boat. And a tram and a bus on one day, one way in one day.
It's so easy and effortless. they're so efficient. The transportation
But the
is
app,
so efficient.
and then there's a
Oh,
Swiss
that
app that was really great
Yeah.
that you can go and it shows you everything on there. Completely hats off to Swiss for their transit system. And we lived in New York before, and it was okay, but like you're waiting for the subway, and I'm sure it's better because we haven't lived there and we have cars now here. But I know pretty much anywhere else we've been, it's been definitely not this kind of experience. It's really just super, super easy. And we struck gold. So we had a pass, and it got us on trains, buses, cable cars, boats, museums.
I mean, there's
And
so
it was
many.
a very, like, if you want any questions, you can ask us, drop down below, like in the comments, and you can ask us any questions on that. We're not experts, but we just lived it for 2 weeks, and it was phenomenal. One thing I was surprised a lot of times on the train, especially when we were first there, like I was like, did we just waste our money? Nobody asked. Nobody was checking their passes, even on the buses and on the trains. But then in some of the busier areas they did. So, we're just like, well, just, I don't want to feel like I'm cheating the country and stuff. So.
And most of the trains have the huge, like, panoramic windows and the view.
It definitely helped to know which way you're going and which side to sit on. So you can do a little research on that. That was really fun. Trains and buses, we did a pass. We did this called the Swiss pass. That was awesome. There's like a couple different types. You can get a half pass. We just got the full one. And I would say is if you're planning to just go and stay put in one place and stay there, you're probably not going to need it. I didn't see too many people that were driving cars. A lot of people were taking
some of the villages
trains
we went to were car free.
Yeah, so that helped. Even where we stayed, there's no cars where we stayed. We stayed in one place that was there was 100 residents, and that was she did great on the bookings.
It was really remote, Gimmewald.
But there was 100 residents living in this area, and I think there might have been us and maybe 3 other people that were that were there staying there
at that one place. But there was more cows and goats.
Yeah, so
and roosters and cats than there were people there.
But to get to that place, there's no cars there, and you had to take a cable car up to it, which was like straight up the cliff. It was pretty awesome. So it was worth it. Well, one of the things we did, and I think we got actually a good price on it to get there, and probably all our all the places we stayed at was a little less because it was off season. With that, we didn't have as much access, which was not really too disappointing because there's so much to do and see. But at the time, we had our heart set on a couple of hikes and things that we weren't able to do
because of the snow.
Because there was snow, and some of the and they have like their snow season, their winter season, and then they have their summer season, and then in between they take a break. And it happens to be right when we were there,
which we didn't really know.
No, we didn't know that at all. So that was a little bit of a mistake, but it was really good and it was really fun. And I actually preferred it being quiet.
It was quiet, but certain restaurants were closed. Some of the gondolas or the lifts were closed because of the holiday or for construction and stuff. So it limited access to a couple of little things that we wanted to do. But again, there were so many other options that we didn't feel that we missed out on it all. It was really just, we were surprised that there was still snow there, especially on some of the mountains and the trails, so we weren't able to do some of the hiking.
Oh, also, this is Nicole's first official day working for our team, and I said we're going to get to work and we're going to do our first YouTube video. This will be edited and put out probably the next couple of days. I have a great team to help me with that, but we're going to try to do one of these every week for you and to share kind of just life, and it'll be anywhere from, you know, our travel experience if we happen to be traveling, just life, family, our faith, our fitness, of course. We may do a conversation on just parenting, on our marriage. We have a wedding anniversary coming up. Maybe we'll do another one for that and share that with you for next week, what it's like after 21 years. Whew, 21 years. Oh my gosh. But for now, let's get and stay into. But if you like this, you want to hit the subscribe button like everybody in YouTube says. So we're going to say the same thing. Hit the subscribe button. And then make sure that you get our content. If you like it, make sure you share it as well. So let's go in the next. So activities.
We didn't finish activities.
We did not.
So really was to be outside and be in nature and hiking and seeing the beauty of God all around us, with it being lakes or waterfalls or mountains, and the animals. There's cows everywhere.
Yeah, you got your cows. You got to see your
Goats
cows.
and sheep, and we saw some alpacas, or I think they were alpacas.
Mm-hmm.
Some donkeys and some horses.
Different types of goats.
And marmots.
Marmots.
It's
We
just
saw
beautiful. And so our
wolf.
intention,
We saw wolf.
we should be wolf.
Yeah.
Our intention was really to be outdoors and enjoying the fresh air and just hiking. We did go to some cities, which we went to Zurich, we went to Lucerne, and we went to Zermatt. So some cities, and we went to some museums.
Yeah, we got a
too,
good
so we got
taste.
little bit
You
of
did really
culture,
well with that.
like planning it. But that was our intention. We weren't going there for skiing, so that's why we were later on. We didn't go for ski season. It was really just to be out in the beauty and nature. So I think we really fulfilled that.
Nature.
Nature.
Weather-wise, it was great because, you know, if you look from like weather apps, which you don't want to do,
They're not reliable.
they're totally not reliable.
Nor meteorologists.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same here in Florida. It's like they'll say it's going to be sunny, it's going to be rainy, say it's rainy, sunny, it's stormy, whatever. But we experienced pretty much it all. We didn't see snow come down on us, but we saw there was snow up on the mountain. There was snow, and we were in the snow when we were up there. Rain. It was warm almost to the point where in shorts, one or 2 days. Yeah. There was times where it was windy, rainy.
Just be prepared.
Yeah.
We had all sorts of
we had
jackets.
layers and backpack, and you just come with like 2 or 3 layers. That worked really well. Yeah. We had a raincoat. We had like a pullover, like fleece, and then we had like a merino wool. That is totally on clothing. Maybe we'll talk about that, or maybe we'll share that for another episode. I love the merino wool, like that. Having wool stuff, it didn't smell. So even if it's sweat versus like the cotton, which that was the one thing I definitely probably, as far as packing goes, we didn't talk about packing, but I probably could have taken half as much stuff. And not like you, oh, well, I'm going to wear this so I don't feel like I've worn it, that I brought it in vain.
Just to make sure I wore it. No,
but I had like a couple pairs of shoes. But outside, it was good to have a lot of layers, and the pants and stuff. It was, we'll wear pants most of the time. It was great. Weather temperature, like, I think it was like probably sometimes in the 40s, and then sometimes in the 60s. I think 1 or 2 times it was in the 70s. So, but overall, the weather it didn't prevent us from doing it.
It rained a lot, but we had a raincoat. We were outside hiking, walking. It didn't matter, especially with waterfalls and all that. We made the best of it.
Yeah, we did get lost. We're terrible with directions. So where are we?
We're in Appenzell, somewhere.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
We suck with directions. Paper directions.
We can't find. We're not good. We made it. We made it. We're on a trail. We don't know where it's going. Where's it going?
Not what we were.
We don't even see cows, but we smell cows. but I wasn't any better. And we had GPS and we had like all trails and I still couldn't figure it out. So we had tried different trails and we were, you know, they're real mapped out well. So everything where you go it said, but we didn't know half the stuff what it said. And of course we could have just used Google Translate, which we did figure out after. Shidig. How are you saying? How do you say it? Which is an awesome app, by the way, because you can literally just take your phone and show it like on a menu in a restaurant. You can put your Google Translate and it can read the menu and translate it for you in English, which was just mind blowing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But we did get lost, but we still had
fun. No one got pushed off a cliff.
No, that wasn't. Yeah. Let's move on to, so that's as far as activities. We took boat rides, we did hikes, we did like days walking through the city, some museums.
We got neighborhoods, just getting a feel for the real culture there. We're not super,
we didn't do typical tourist
things.
stuff.
We don't do any kind of planned, what is it called when you pay someone to take you all around?
Like a guide and that sort of thing. We had not done that.
We're on our own.
Yeah, I would say is we're probably a bit stubborn like that, and I actually not stubborn, but it's just probably more our style. So if you like channels where they go and they do like all the touristy stuff and they want to see, that's not us. So if you want to follow us, then you're gonna get kind of like you never know what you're gonna get.
But just like life.
Yeah, just like life. So best part.
Cows.
For you?
Beer.
No. You got one best part.
Too hard.
So what was the best part of the trip? If you're just near down.
Just being in the country, the waterfalls with the cows there and hiking. That would be my best. Lauterbrunnen, that area.
That's best. Okay, so you can say area. Lauterbrunnen, yeah. Which was right in the valley and there's waterfalls everywhere. It was really, I would say for me too. The best part for me was just being in a place that I'm thinking to myself, God made all of this. It was like crazy. Like you know, when you're living in like Florida flatlands, and we've been to mountains and we've been, you know, different places and stuff. But I would say for all the pictures that you see, it doesn't even, as beautiful as the pictures you might see on say like somebody's, you know, Instagram or YouTube video or something, it doesn't even do its justice.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And the smell and the freshness, although that leads into the worst part for me, the smoking. And I've been to Europe, but it's been decades.
I guess because we're just not around it too much.
Cigarettes, not talking marijuana, just cigarettes everywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of smokers. And I think because the restaurants outside, you can smoke in restaurants outside. Like they put the ashtrays out when you go sit at a restaurant outside, they put an ashtray there for you. But I will say, with that said, unlike here in the States, I didn't see any cigarette butts on the ground. They were I think there was so many receptacle places to drop even in the restaurant, they made it very,
They just have respect for them.
Yeah, they just didn't, it just wasn't trash. So I didn't see any of that, which actually leads me into, I guess, probably best part for me, another best part is it was how clean everything was. So clean. Even in the city where, yes, there's graffiti and yes, there was some a lot of graffiti and there was some broken down buildings and things like that, which you're gonna see anywhere. I didn't see any homeless. There was a few people that might have been just like kind of on the street and stuff, but you saw nobody camping out, no homeless. You saw no, like even the trains and the buses were so clean. Everything was so clean. So they had what I chalk it up to is people had a lot of respect for those things, and then also even just for where they live, like not trash on the ground. I didn't see any trash anywhere.
Even in the cities.
In the cities as well, yeah. I mean, that was something that, and I do remember going out early a couple of times, and they had the street sweepers. I even know in Geneva when we were leaving out of Geneva, there was people that were street sweeping and cleaning, and so there's a lot of they put probably a lot of time and effort into cleaning, making sure the city is clean, which was really, really cool. And outside of that, worst part, anything else? Worst part, smoking on there?
That was it. There was nothing, except for August, the timing that we chose to go, was just certain things being a little bit closed that we didn't really know about. So that was so many other things to do there. That was it. I don't think I'm going to sit in this chair as it keeps creaking, and you're probably thinking that I'm creaking, but it is this couch. This side of the air, we have to make sure if this couch just keeps creaking, we can get it fixed. But
because it's sitting kind of low right now. And we figured this would be just a place to bring you into our home. This is our home here. It's not a stage setup. Welcome to our home. For what we're going to be sharing outside of just our trip, it just is fresh in our mind, and we wanted to share that with you. We also wanted to share with you how we were able to do this by staying relatively healthy and fit. Like, one of the things I can say is one of the best parts is we were able to do the hikes. We were able to do pretty much whatever we wanted on an activity level. There wasn't anything that I felt restricted except for maybe Via Frada, which was closed, and I probably wouldn't have done it anyway.
Oh, but we should say really quick where we did go.
Yeah, so let's go through. Yeah, let's go through. So you can.
We flew into Zurich.
Started Zurich.
Yep. We flew into Zurich, stayed there a day, took the train over to Appenzell, stayed in Appenzell 2 days, hiked all around there. Back on the train, went to Lucerne, stayed there for a night, explored the city, went to museums, got on the train, went to Lauterbrunnen, and stayed there for 5 nights because that was where our hub was.
And in Lauterbrunnen, we stayed in
Gimmewald,
not Grindelwald.
No,
Gimmewald.
Which is different. Gimmewald, super cute. Went to Muren, went to Grindelwald, went to Wengen, did all sorts of hiking. Really stayed all around that area for quite a while, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Went to Spiez. We went
for a day.
To Lake Thun. We did Lake Briand. We got back on the train, and then we went down to Zermatt. We went to Zermatt for a couple days. It was beautiful, colder, really beautiful.
That was real resorty.
Matterhorn, our hotel, you can see the Matterhorn.
That was pretty cool.
It was awesome.
And we saw snow and went up on a cable.
Garnagat, some kind of cogwheel train.
Garnagat,
yeah. And then we, back on the train, went to Montreal, which is considered the French Riviera. We stayed there a night, beautiful. The promenade and all the flowers were gorgeous. Yep. Then we went on to
Geneva. Yeah. And we stayed in Geneva just the night.
So
we spent the day walking all over Geneva.
It was pretty. That was good food. Good Italian food.
Yeah, we actually, it's kind of funny. We had Indian that wasn't very good. And because Nicole's not into a lot of the traditional meat stuff. And I tried a little of it. But the Italian, there was a few places we had some pizza was really, really good. Yeah, and then of course their desserts and pastries were just unreal. So we didn't go way overboard, but we definitely went a little off plan outside of that.
Worth every single bite.
Awesome. So that is pretty much Switzerland, 2 weeks. We did it. We're back. We had an amazing time. I hope this. Yeah, I already miss it. If you've actually went, I'd love to hear when you went, how you did it. Maybe you can share in the comments below, share this if you liked it, and then we'll be sharing with you again. Moving forward, we're going to be sharing with you some of our life, some of our travels, family, our core values, some fitness, of course, and how we can inspire and encourage you to do whatever you want in life, provided you take the action steps. The only reason why we got to Switzerland is we booked the trip. We took action and we booked the trip. And I know 2 weeks away, it was pretty hard for our kids to be away from our kids and business and, family and all those things and regular responsibilities and stuff. But fortunately we had a desire. So we made it happen. We took action and we had an amazing time. And life, to be honest with you, is just way too short to kind of go and wait till the end of it to realize you have a lot of regrets. And that's one of the reasons why we took this trip, and we'll be taking more to come.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you guys. Go practice run. Ooh, loud couch. All right. So how do we start?
Okay.
This is our YouTube channel? Oh, we got to look in there. They know who I am. Who are you? I'm not famous, neither are you. Mark and Evans? What is this? Our notes? This is our sheet. This is our very, very classy, official piece of paper. This is our YouTube channel.
Mark.
Welcome.
I'm Nicole Evans.
She's not Mark, and I'm not Nicole. No. I'm a boy. She's a girl.
Oh, we're going there.
We're going to go there already? No. All right. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Let's pause it. Just try it. I just want to see, because we can use this again.